you make it a style choice. You have to work with it because maybe that's the way it is. And so the images are, let's say, less than perfectly crisp, and the sound is absolutely astounding. I'll go with it because the sound is clear and I can see, and the images.
Because you're still decoding images in relationship to the sound.
Right. Because the ear is much more complicated than the eye. The ears, we can hear all kinds of stuff around us and over us, which is why they had surround sound, and now Dolby's got these amazing new theaters with sound coming from everywhere. Because our ears are much more complicated than the eyes. The eyes were looking this way all the time. But the ears are doing this. Okay, what's behind me? Oh, I heard that. What's going on up there? And so if sound is great and the images might be a little shaky, that'll work. But if the images are fantastic and the texture is there and the sound sucks, well, it's awful.
People will just check out.
They will. They're just
very true.
Check out.
And which is interesting because film, it's a visual medium.
It is a visual medium. That's right. I mean, originally it was all visual, and sometimes they'd play a piano or something else as a background. But still, it was the visual images, and those in the days of silent, meaning dialogue free, those films, everything was communicated via images, and people loved them, and we still do. We still love the image if it's well done and well put together, meaning everyone's working together and the images are there. Turn the sound off, as Hitchcock said, and it should be perfectly clear what's happening.
But if you're going to use sound and make me struggle to hear, then I'll check out.
Right.
Another thing that Don really, really hates, and I have grown to hate, are bloopers.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes, because, as he says, you've created this world, and you've asked me to buy it, and I've bought into it, and now the last image you're going to leave with me is silly, silly, silly. He said, why would I want to see you? And now I swear, some of the bloopers that we see, people are setting them up and they're doing, let's do something for bloopers. And I don't want to see you mess around. That's for you and your crew at your parties. I want to see that piece that you say, that's finished. That's what I want to leave with.
And honestly, I really think most of the bloopers are set up because as someone who's worked on film sets, it's like, you hear these things happen, people are laughing in the background. No, I'm sorry.
No,
you messed up. You're just like, oh my God, are you actually doing this?
Exactly. Everybody's more like clamped up at that moment.
Exactly.
I do feel that a lot of the bloopers are set up. Now, we do a lot of filmmaking with kids, and that's the one thing they want to do. What's the blooper reel? What's the blooper reel? And, I say to them, the world watches you be funny and silly all the time. This is a chance for you to show the world something incredibly polished that makes me stop looking at you as like, oh, it's a 12-year-old. Makes me look at it and say, that was a 12-year-old? That's important. That's why everybody comes together on your time off with equipment that you've borrowed and your last dime, and you've Jimmy rigged the corner to look like something. That's why we've come together. Not saying, look how funny we are.
But, and then you can always, because there's no rules are always flip-floppable in the business. I mean, if you're making an American Pie 42, slap them up there.
Then the bloopers are there. I'll give you that.
That's perfectly okay. We'll stick something in that pie. That's fine.
But maybe bloopers of like Meryl Streep, where she's so in and so doing and makes something that's just so true to the characters messing up. We'll watch that because it's a chance for me to see that goddess be humanized. But if it's Joe Schmo in a movie that I've never even seen before and he's dropped the pickle jar, I can drop my own pickle jar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily worthy.
Yeah, bloopers. And we've sent emails to filmmakers saying, you've got something here, please, can you just not
take your bloopers
out? Because you've created a world, and I'm interested in that world. And now you broke that wall between me and you and your story. A fine example, well, not a fine example, one example is the film with Peter Sellers. Oh well, I can't. He ends up walking on water.
The Seasons.
Where
The
it's Chauncey Gardner.
No, something right, yeah.
Back in the 70s. And you end up in the story, he's such a naive savant that he ends up walking on water. And you believe it. You see him out there walking on water. And they come back and they suddenly are here in a set, and now he's breaking up because he can't remember his lines, or he's having fun, he's goofing. And it's like, oh gosh.
That just hurts my heart hearing about
It
that.
does, yes.
Yeah.
So Don, when we go to the films in the theater, he stays till the very last credit. And he's always whispering things like, oh yeah, he worked on such and such. So yeah, well that's such and such. I mean, he knows everything. But if there's a blooper, he'll go, let's go. And we're gone. And it's so decisive. He just shuts the door like that. But again, if those bloopers are earned by the piece that you are doing, and it completes the gestalt of the experience of the world that you've created with moving images on film or digits or whatever, then that's fine. If it's a deserved ending.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly true.
Got it. Like you said, all rules can flip-flop.
That's right. All rules flip-flop. That's right. Yeah, always, constantly.
Right. Well, listen, guys, that's about all I have. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me. This was so much fun.
Well, this was fun. This was great fun.
It's an incredible experience to know that the world speaks to us through these computers and entrusts us with their work. And I think that they know that there is an audience in Queens. And that this is the world's borough. It is the most incredibly diverse borough on the face of the planet. We have an audience for any film, really, in this borough. It's an intelligent borough, and it's crazy awesome to be in the position that we're in, is to be looking at these films.
Yeah, and just as a note, I mean, the film business started here in Queens. I mean, part of it was in Edison, New Jersey, but Kaufman Studios has been here for a long time. That's where the beginnings of Paramount. And there were other studios. Gaumont was in Flushing. So this was in the 1910. And they began here and then slowly moved, to New Jersey and then eventually to California for all that sunlight.
So as I said, the living encyclopedia of films and our secret weapon. This is our secret weapon. He's curating from that impetus, which is it's the legacy of this borough to see incredible work.
Right.
And the women, Alice Blanchet.
Thank you, Dick.
You're welcome. Bye, Alice.
Well, guys, thank you once again.
you.
And you all, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had as much fun as I did and learned something. I know I did. And if you want to learn more about the Queens World Film Festival, which you absolutely should, I'm going to have links to their website, press items down in the description below. And as a reminder, they're accepting film submissions, so indie filmmakers, get on that, follow their advice. And until next time, guys, you're watching Demo Reel.